Okay, so you just found out that CBS All Access, along with like every other streaming service in the world, is making their content free because of the coronavirus, and you want to watch the final episode of Star Trek Picard live, but you don't have 9 hours to get caught up. It's okay, don't panic. Here's my last minute summary of Star Trek Picard. Thousands of years ago, a witch's coven of Romulans grabbed a PVC pipe that transferred a warning about synthetic life forms. Yeah, that's just what we're calling androids now, roll with it. Into the witches' minds, but it turns out that the female mind isn't smart enough to understand the message, or something like that. I don't know. The scripting was a little off in that episode. Anyway, even though the female mind was so feeble it self-destructed when they touched the PVC pipes, it was still strong enough to get the message 100% correct, although they try to make it sound like the message was misinterpreted at the same time. Fast forward to only 14 years ago. The Romulan sun is about to go nova, and Picard begins a humanitarian aid movement to save them, but in the process goes full southern plantation owner. He more or less adopts a son, but at the same time, the Witches' Coven indoctrinates the latest batch of witches, and they decide that the best time to stop the development of synthetics is right now, and the best method is to use the synthetics to destroy the rescue fleet that was coming to save them. Guess those witches really didn't think that one through. Anyway, still 14 years ago, Picard gets word of the destruction of the rescue fleet and abandons his protege son thing, along with his current first officer Rafi, his previous first officer Will, who was around this time just finding out that his oldest son was on death's door. He abandons all of Starfleet and basically everyone else in the universe except for these two Romulans. It's now 8 to 6 years ago, and this guy, Rios, meets two synthetics and immediately falls in love with one of them, a girl named Jana. No one on Rios' ships know they're synthetics, but the Witches' Coven, who has a mole working as the Commodore of Starfleet, finds out and orders the captain to kill the two synths. Amazingly, he does so, but he also feels guilty about it and eventually commits suicide. Rios is left to hide all the evidence of the synths. It's now today! Picard agrees to talk to a reporter from CNN on the 14th anniversary of the Mars attack, provided they don't ask him why he left Starfleet. But, like a typical mainstream media reporter, she immediately breaks the promise and Picard leaves in a huff, after telling her that he left because Starfleet wasn't Starfleet anymore, since it didn't hold to all of his personal ideals. At the same time, we're introduced to Dash. She dies. Picard finds out she was a synth cloned from a neuron of Data, and that these synths are always made in pairs. The other one is named Soji. She works on a Borg cube. Picard leaves his house servants behind and joins forces with the stereotypical stoner, the stereotypical Latino, the stereotypical nerd, and the stereotypical cool kid. Oh my goodness, I just realized that this is the Breakfast Club. On Picard's journeys, we meet with Icha, he dies, and Hugh, he dies, and Seven becomes the Borg Queen. She lives, but all the Borgs die. Soji, meanwhile, is seduced by the hottest Romulan ever, and is guided through a secret Romulan meditation ritual that is so secretive that outsiders aren't even allowed to see it. And by outsiders, I mean the past 60 years of Star Trek Romulan lore. She reveals the secret location of the planet she was made, a planet with 2 moons and constant electrical storms. The Romulan tries to kill her, but she escapes with Picard, and they all arrive at the planet she was made at, an idyllic planet with 2 moons and no electrical storms. Oh, I forgot to mention this, but we also met up with Bruce Maddox. He died. But his murderer, the stereotypical nerd, was totally remorseful, and she may have been slightly crazy at the time because the Romulan mole, Commodore O, did a Vulcan mind meld with her and showed her the PVC pipes, so it's cool now. On this planet, we meet Sutra, a girl who looks just like Soji and Dodge, and was the twin to Jana, the girl that Rios fell in love with. She performs a Vulcan mind meld with the stereotypical nerd because she's super interested in Vulcan culture, so she can do Vulcan things, and finds out the PVC pipe message wasn't meant for women, it was meant for synthetics, so those witches misunderstood the message. It's not that synthetics would destroy our life, it's just that the synthetics are going to destroy our life. We meet up with Dr. Soon, the son of the late Dr. Soon. He convinces all the synthetics to call the super synthetics who made the PVC pipes and end all organic life in the universe. Picard is locked up, the stereotypical nerd is helping Dr. Soon make a robot body that can have an organic mind transfer to it, the stereotypical stoner and the stereotypical Latino are trying to fix the ship, Seven is on the Borg cube with the cool kid, and Sutra probably murdered another synthetic to convince everyone that organics couldn't be trusted and they should participate in a galactic-wide genocide of all organic life. Whew, okay, I think you're ready for the last episode of Picard. Good luck, everyone! Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please share it, and as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you haven't already, be sure to hit that bell icon to be kept up to date with all the new videos that I release on this channel. And as always, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Amen.